computer. Hey everyone, welcome to our February What is Coaching sneak peek. My name is Melissa Galamay, and my co-partner in this is Maddie Mehciz, and we are two of the leaders from Diesel Nation. So whoever invited you to this call must think that you are pretty freaking special, because this is like my best calls ever that I enjoy doing. We do a ton of calls all week long, but these ones are amazing because it gives you an opportunity and a sneak peek to understand what we do as coaches. Maddie and I are both going to tell you a little bit about our stories, but we're going to give you the inside scoop and all of the details in why we think everyone who's ready to make change and have true transformation in their life should get started. So my journey started back seven years ago. I just celebrated my anniversary with the company, which seems insane to me because I never had any intentions of building this business. I actually was working full-time in a corporate career where I had to commute 3 hours a day round trip. I had 2 small children. I worked anywhere from 45 to 55 hours a week. My time was not my own. I felt like I was drowning in motherhood. I felt like I was on this hamster wheel of trying to figure out how to lose weight. And I had tried pretty much everything under the sun and probably every diet pill that GNC had to offer. And I had no idea how to take care of myself. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen because we do have an awesome presentation for you guys. And then we'll just dive deeper into a little bit more. But we both basically came into this blindly and didn't know that there was going to be an opportunity that would transform our whole lives. Because of this opportunity, I've now been home with my kids for 5 years. And I've been talking to my team a lot about this. I never knew that I would need to be home helping them navigate distance learning. I could not imagine what our life would be like today had I not said yes to that uncomfortable invite 7 years ago, right? But now I have the time freedom and the flexibility to work where and with who I want and how often. Like, I create my own schedule. So I hope that you come into this call today and you know that this opportunity is real and that we have an incredible opportunity for you and that we truly feel like you belong here. What we've created with Diesel Nation is a sisterhood that is more like family than it is friendships. And it doesn't matter where you are or what, time constraints that you have in your life. We truly think that this opportunity is for those who are ready to step in and transform, not just physically, but also mentally, emotionally, financially, spiritually. Like, every transformation that you can think of or wouldn't even imagine is possible through this. So I'm going to hand over the call to Maddie.
Awesome. So, hi guys, my name is Maddie. I started this business when I was 20 years old in college. Again, like Melissa said, I had no idea what I was getting myself into, but I knew that I needed something. I was practicing volleyball for 2 to 3 hours a day, plus an hour of lifting. And then I was teaching group fitness at 5 a.m. in the mornings and on the weekends. And then I was working at the coffee shop. After all that, I would come home and get homework done because I was a full-time student. So my plate was completely full, but what I didn't have was something that I could put my time and effort into. And so I only ever started this for the workouts. I was presented the 21-day fix like many people start with, because 21 days, like, I could commit to that. Less than 30 minutes a day, sign me up. And so I did that for the first 21 days. And as that time ended, my coach asked if I'd be interested in coaching. And I was like, sister, I have no freaking time for that. Like, I can't even imagine. But what she said was that there was a discount. And like, in my head, this like broke college student, like, light bulbs went off. I was like, a discount? Heck yeah. What do I have to do? And she said, you get 25% off. And if you help 3 people, that will pay for your products that month. I was like, okay, like, I know 3 friends that would love to do this. And that was kind of how I fell into coaching. I had no idea how largely, like, the company of Beachbody was. It was only 450,000 other teams. And I thought it was just my coach and her mother-in-law. And so I just kind of decided, like, I was just going to share openly. I didn't have a training. I never was taught anything, which you guys are going to be spoon-fed so much when you get started as a coach, but I didn't know anything. I just decided to share what I loved. And I started when I was 30 pounds heavier than I am now. So I didn't have a transformation yet. I just was sharing my daily workouts and how much I loved what I was doing. And so I am talking about what does a coach actually do? I think there's so many misconceptions that we may hear, but in the big scheme of things, basically the first thing we're going to ask you to do is work on becoming your best self. Become the best version of you so that other people see themselves in your journey and that they want to get started as well. Because if you are proof that this works, you're never going to ever feel like you're selling something, but you're always just going to be sharing this and bridging that gap between, being just a customer and using the product and actually running a group and getting other people results along the journey. My degree was in exercise science. And so I loved this stuff. I was teaching group fitness, but I never really felt like I could help people outside of just them having to show up. They had to be there for me to impact their life. But when I became a coach, I could touch so many different people from Canada, all across the US, UK, France. We're going to be global soon enough. But it's so incredible that my little tiny spot in Oregon where I started was able to spread to so many different places just because I was fearless enough to share this with everybody and anyone around me. If you want to go to that next slide. And so I kind of was talking about how for me, it was just to become a discount coach. It wasn't that I had this pressure on myself to have to do X, Y, and Z. Like I have to be super successful. I loved it no matter what. And that's where I find that the people that have the most success in this business come from is that they love what they're doing already. And they don't have that pressure. They don't have expectations on themselves because they're going to show up and do their workouts anyways. You might as well get compensated for that. And so our goal as your mentors and coaches and whoever invited you to this call is to help you become profitable as soon as possible. But just like any business, this is going to take time to build and requires consistent effort. You're not going to just get rich quick. Like this isn't just like show up and like money gets deposited into your account. You're going to have to do the work. But what could an extra $800 do to your family right now? So in month 1, like I said, I wanted to help 3 people so that I could make back my investment. So that's with just helping 3 people get started on their journey, just like you did. Then in month 2, you're going to help another 3 people get started just like you did, as well as help support those people that got started in month 1 so that they're going to continue to order their superfood shake. You'll get a commission off of that and new commission from the people that you just got started. And that continues to keep going as you support everybody on their journey and you continue to show up on your journey so that you're alongside of them every step of the way.
Okay. So I'm going to dive deep into some of the misconceptions and myths that come along with coaching. And please don't feel weird or like you're alone in these because there's so many on this list that Maddie and myself both had. So a lot of the times we hear, I don't want to join because I don't want to be salesy. Like the last thing that I want to do is go on and spam my friends and family. The cool thing about it is Maddie just told you, all we're asking you to do is get excited about the investment that you made, get results so that you can be your own testimony. So we'll never ask you to go out and be spammy or, just spam all your newsfeed or all your family and friends with Beachbody all the time. We are literally just we're dealers of hope is what I think, and we help people bridge that gap of what it can look like to make that investment and get your results, right? I don't think I've been in this business for 7 years, and I don't think I've ever felt like I'm a quote unquote salesperson. I feel like I'm in the business of helping people transform their lives. And yes, I do have a product that costs money to buy, but so does every other company in the world, right? I don't walk into Macy's and think, oh, I wonder if that salesperson feels salesy that I walked in and I'm going to be looking for something and they ask me if they can help me. No, they don't feel like that at all. So you shouldn't either. The next one is I'm not at my fitness goal. #me too. So the cool thing about this is that your journey started before you even click commit, right? You have a story that you can start sharing right away. And so many of our coaches aren't at their quote unquote fitness goal. Everyone is on their own individual journey, and fitness comes in every shape and size. It's not just with, a quote unquote beach body. So please don't tell yourself that excuse and let it hold you back, because I like Maddie, I was 60 pounds heavier. And then 3 months into my journey, I became unexpectedly pregnant, which came with extra weight gain, more stretch marks, more, all those things that gave me the insecurity before I started working on my mindset. So I know that we all understand what that looks like. And it's just a limiting belief that holds us back from really stepping into our potential. The next one is I don't have a lot of time. Guys, I shared with you at the beginning of this call that I was commuting 3 hours a day round trip. I had 2 small children. But the truth of the matter is we all have the same 24 hours in a day, whether you're a college student or you're a working parent or you're a stay-at-home mom or you run a brick and mortar. We all get those same 24 hours in a day. And if you want to link arms with us and do this, we have all the tools to help you get really intentional about utilizing your time. And honestly, it's one of those things. If you want it, you'll figure out a way to make it work. Next one, I know this is like, who am I to motivate someone? That imposter syndrome comes in, and I felt that before. So I definitely understand what that looks like. But again, you have a story that can hold the key to helping somebody out of their own mess. And it could be the very thing that gives them the courage to get started, right? All you're doing is going out and speaking your truth, and no one can tell you if your story is right or wrong. So I promise you, you have something in you to inspire someone else to take change if you have the courage just to get started. The next one is it's too expensive. That was my biggest objection and why I sat on the sidelines and watched for 13 months before I did anything. I felt like it was going to be way too much money and there was no way I could afford the monthly fee. And I just had all these bills and all these things. But what I did was I looked back at my bank account and it cost me $140 to sign up, which that's basically that's the amount of Shakeology. But back then in dinosaur ages, you only got one program. Now you get this entire library that's filled with everything that you need, partnered with the tools that you need and 2 nutrition plans. But I looked back and I added up how often I was spending $140 in a week and a month. And it was far exceeding that by going through fast food, grabbing coffee, getting my nails done, running into holes on my lunch break. Like all of those things added up. And if you're willing to just get really intentional and dial down, just like you've saved for other things, like maybe your dream house or a new car or planning for a baby, this can absolutely be affordable. And what I realized is that I couldn't afford not to do this. My husband actually 40 days into drinking Shakeology was able to get off blood pressure medication, which was a huge concern for us because his dad died when he was 18 months old. So he grew up without a dad. So it's always been his goal that he outlived his dad, but also, lived a long life for his children. Shakeology transformed his health. I was not going to put a price tag on that. We would have been able to cut out a whole lot of other things if it meant having a healthy husband, right? So too expensive, let's throw that out the window. The next one is I don't have SelfSpouse support. A story I always like to share is one of the top leaders in our company, who was actually our top coach for several years. Her husband was not supportive at all. And she transformed their entire financial situation, their entire family's life, the trajectory of her children's future because of this opportunity. Her husband actually told her, and I can share this because she's very public about it, that if she wanted to make money, she could go out and get a job, that she wasn't going to do this hobby. And now he's her biggest supporter. We have lots of people who, share the same sentiments, but my suggestion as somebody who's worked with a lot of people without having the support of that spouse, or, maybe it's not your spouse, maybe it's your closest friends that are naysayers, it's communicate your goal. When you're able to help people understand why you're doing something, it can go so much further and get their buy-in. If you can get them on a team call or you can bring them to a live event when those start opening back up, that was the biggest game changer for my husband. He no longer asked why I had to get on another team call or how come I was on my phone. He knew what the goal was. And so communication is a big key in that. Okay. The next thing is I don't have a big following. I know Maddie and myself didn't either. I literally had a couple hundred people on Instagram and I did not use it to build a business. I had like awful grainy pictures with like horrible captions. Like it just wasn't pleasing to the eye. And on my Facebook, I shared pretty regularly, but it was nothing that like, I didn't speak my truth. I didn't share openly. I did not have a fitness background. So it wasn't like people were used to seeing me do Flex Fridays or sweaty selfies, things like that. So over time, we give you these tools that you can start implementing immediately to start building and connecting. And the coolest thing about this business is it connects you with people all over the United States. And I've made some of my best friends and been able to be a part of this extraordinary company because I put myself out there and created my own following when I didn't have it. So please, coolest story I want to tell you guys. There's a woman on our team who just went 15-star diamond today. She doesn't have a very big platform on Instagram. I mean, it's average, I would say, but she doesn't have 10,000 followers. And so if she can do that, so can you, right? Don't tell yourself a story. Don't talk yourself out of opportunities. The last one is, isn't this a pyramid scheme though? Guys, this one I always tell people to go do their research. And I ask them like, what is your understanding of a pyramid scheme? And also pyramid schemes come off as like, kind of sleazy or scammy. I also say, do you think that I would, number one, waste my time trying to trick you into doing something like, this is my livelihood. I love this business. And then I teach them how we earn. So I'm going to give you an example. Maddie started at 20 years old, right? She is one of the top leaders in our team. She could come in and she could out earn the top earner in this entire company. Everyone's effort is their own. It doesn't matter where you come in or how you do it. If you want something, you freaking better work. This is not a pyramid scheme. It can literally transform your whole life. If there's a glass ceiling above you, that's because you put it there.
Amen. All right, time and tasks. This is one of my favorite things to talk about because I'm very task oriented. I didn't have a bunch of time. And so it came down to like, all right, what can I get done as fast as I can to be successful while I work this as an outlet of everything else I have going on? How can I work this and be successful, but not take a bunch of time because I didn't have time on my hands? So I always say 30 to 60 minutes a day. How does that look? 20 minutes before class, 20 minutes between classes, 20 minutes before practice, 20 minutes before bed. Break it up into little increments. Whatever your schedule looks like, we run little work sessions every single morning at 5:30 a.m. Pacific time. Super bright and early, but if that's what it takes to build this business, you have to be able to give it anything that you have left in the tank. So 30 to 60 minutes a day, 5 days a week, and you follow this tracker right here, which we provide for you, you will be successful. The reason why so many people miss this little mark is because they do this maybe 2 times a week or maybe 3 times a week. So if you're ready to get started and do it, this thing, like you got to commit to this, print it out. I have them like all around my office because 3 years into this, I still have to work my business every single day. And I love it because I find joy in it. I find joy in connecting with new people. I find joy in inviting somebody to come join me in this amazing opportunity without having to send hey girl messages because I'm authentic and I share on my platform just like I would talk to you in person. That is what we teach you. So you don't have to have any of that background, but just know the more time you put in, the more you're going to get out. So now in my business that I'm 24 years old and do this full time, I do the same tracker 3 to 4 times a day. But in the beginning, when I was brand new and I had all the things going on, if I could fill out this tracker 1 time a day, I was so freaking proud of myself. And I would clap for myself. I'd go to bed proud. I'd wake up the next day and do it again and do it again and do it again until I was able to build the business that I have now, a top 200 team.
Boom. Okay, so you guys are probably asking, okay, so this all sounds really cool, but how do I get started? That is the fun part. We have so many different solutions available to you. And the cool thing is it's pretty inclusive. The investment that you make is going to basically be filtered towards what your needs and desires are with the coach that you sign up with. And so generally what you're getting is your access to our online virtual gym, which is called Beachbody On Demand. It's got hundreds of different workouts from our super trainers. It's got 2 different nutrition programs, which is incredible because those alone are over $100, right? So this is included in it. You're also going to get accessories like portion containers that I had no idea were going to be such a big game changer for me. But 40 days into my journey, when my husband had got off those blood pressure medication, I was down 25 pounds because of those containers and really knowing how to fuel my body. You're also going to either or our performance line and Shakeology. So you get to make that decision of what that looks like. The coolest thing about Shakeology, though, is that in each serving, which tastes like a milkshake, literally has 5 servings of vegetables and packed with nutrients that our bodies are lacking. Okay, we have many different programs. I always recommend that you get started with the most current program because then you get access to all the programs. And even if you're not ready to get started with, say, 9-week Control Freak today, you can start something like the 21-day fix, which is one of Autumn's other programs, and then lead up to that, but you still have a year's access. And then it's up to you whether, what programs you choose after that. You can partner with your coach. By then you'll probably have the confidence to start leading your own groups like Maddie was talking about earlier. And then what is also included in this is your coach sign-up fee. So you're not paying for that. It's actually waived with your sign-up, but that's going to give you access to your business website that Beachbody creates for you. You don't have to go and try to figure that out. All of our team trainings, which we do team calls, we do power hours like Maddie was talking about, we do specialty trainings, and because we're a top team, we literally get the best of the best. All of the mentorship and the weekly team calls and one-on-ones, you get to be invited to, and you get to share that with the people that you bring into it. There is a $15 coach business fee, but I think that's so inexpensive as a business owner because I didn't pay $150,000 to invest into this, and Beachbody doesn't ever expect me to go and like buy all this inventory and hope that I sell it. I'm not forced to do these parties. I don't have to handle shipping and receiving or returns or anything like that. They take care of that. So I will pay that $15.95 gladly. However, if you are military veteran or active, like my husband is a veteran, that fee is actually waived. There is, document and proof that you have to provide, but that's another cool thing. And so what we recommend is getting started with our challenge packs, and there is different promos going on. So again, reach out to the coach that invited you to this, and we'll make sure that we get you partnered with the accurate program that's going to help you. So that's it.
Yeah. So I think one of the things that I always thought coming into this, and again, seeing Melissa, who had been in this for 7 years, and I was just this little baby coach, was that I'm like, well, the people that got in are going to be the most successful, which is so far from wrong, especially with brand new news on the horizon. I don't know when you're watching this call, but Beachbody actually just took over a cycling company. And if there is a time to be a part of a company, it is right now. There is so much that's launching on the horizon. If you can get into this right now, get yourself a foundation, fall in love with your journey, and realize if I can do it, so can you, and so can anybody else that you know. It's going to help you propel your business when all those other things come available to you. So it is the freaking time to dream big and realize that anything is possible. Anything and everything. I do not get to cap myself. Again, when I was working at the clinic, I would make $12 an hour with a 4-year college degree. For Christmas, I got a $10 Starbucks gift card and a handwritten thank you note for all of my hard work that year. And as you can see in all of these little pictures, Beachbody goes above and beyond. Everything that we do is just extra special. Being able to walk the stage, go to retreats, meet these people in real life, there's nothing that makes it better. And one day when this pandemic is over, we'll all be able to meet again. And it's the most special thing that I can't even put it into words because it doesn't feel real. And this business will never feel completely real until you get in front of your teammates and get to meet everybody for that first time.
Absolutely. And I just want to close this out by talking a little bit about our team culture. I know we highlighted some of that, and I hope that you see that in our pictures, but Diesel Nation is known for having like the best team culture. In fact, we've actually won awards on it. Christina Delgado, who's one of our founding coaches, she received the CEO recipient award a couple years ago at Summit. Like, these things don't happen by accident. It's because of the culture that's fostered that sisterhood I was talking to you about, where friendships become family, where you can count on one another. And then when you haven't seen each other for an entire year, getting together, like, I am so grateful that I found this community, because it's carried me through some of the hardest seasons that I've ever been through. And while I've always had incredible friendships and I've been blessed with that in my life, there's something truly special about surrounding yourself with women who want more. And there's men too. But just really being able to authentically step into who you're called to be. And you have people pumping you up along that, saying, if she can do it, so can I. So why not you guys? Why not take a leap of faith and figure out if this is for you? Because if you never try, you will absolutely never know. And all I know is we are here to help you mentor, regardless of whether or not who you sign up with. We are one team, and we want everyone to be successful, and we are focused on a common mission of serving and helping people achieve their goals. So thanks so much for joining us tonight or today. And if you have any questions, please reach out to the coach who invited you. And thanks again, guys. Have an amazing day. Okay. Stopped recording.